Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, you guys? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your WrestleMania 36 predictions on Thursday night, April 2nd, 2020. WrestleMania is upon us. It is 2 nights away. And I got a question to ask you guys. To you, does it feel like WrestleMania weekend? To me, it does not. Unfortunately, it does not feel like WrestleMania weekend with the circumstances going around us with this outbreak. WrestleCon was supposed to happen. WrestleMania Access. NXT TakeOver Tampa. Independent wrestling shows. Other wrestling shows taking place in Tampa. People are supposed to be in Tampa in their hotel, on the airport, going to Tampa, or packing up to go to Tampa this weekend. WrestleMania is still a big pay-per-view. It's a celebration, but usually it's just a big celebration when thousands, maybe even millions, come together to celebrate the biggest pro wrestling show of the entire year. And this year, it's just not it. And with the matter of fact that it's at the Performance Center and it's going to be held in front of absolutely nobody, no audience, it kind of kills the excitement. It kills the excitement for me that it doesn't feel like WrestleMania. This year, it's quote-unquote WrestleMania, but I mean, even last year, I was really excited for last year's WrestleMania that I even went out to WWE shop and I bought my own WrestleMania 35 t-shirt. And I didn't do it last year. And I didn't do it this year because I wasn't excited this year as I was last year. I wish I could, but I just don't feel the excitement this year as I did last year. But we got 16 matches to run down right here on the WrestleMania prediction show. So don't go anywhere. Buckle up your seatbelts, lay back, and watch me talk about my WrestleMania predictions. But before I do, make sure you guys go check out this week's videos I did. The Monday Night Raw review, the Dark Side of the Ring review, talk about New Jack, and the AEW NXT double review that I did last night right here on the Big Five Field channel. All of those videos, go check them out. Without further ado, let's get to the WrestleMania predictions. The very first match that we are going to talk about is Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, a rivalry that has been going on since December when Rollins turned heel on Kevin Owens and formed an alliance with AOP and Buddy Murphy, and he called himself the Monday Night Messiah. Got off to a decent start, I think, for the feud, and then Royal Rumble happened, and the feud went down a little bit. It got boring. It was the same repetitive stuff. 8-man tags, 6-man tags happening on Monday Night Raw every single week, and it got really boring. But March came, and that is when the feud started to pick up, in my opinion. They had a really good month of March, did Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens in their rivalry. The Street Profits defeated Rollins and Murphy for the tag team titles. Owens costed Rollins and Murphy the rematch at the Elimination Chamber, and then Owens challenged Rollins to a match at WrestleMania. And since that, they've been building this around that Kevin Owens has never gotten a WrestleMania moment in his WWE career, even though he defeated Chris Jericho for the United States Championship. We just can't mention Chris Jericho's name because, AEW effect. But that's what they've been building this around, that Kevin Owens has never gotten a WrestleMania moment in his career, and Seth Rollins is undefeated at WrestleMania. And with that being the story, and they've been fighting since December, I don't see this feud continuing after WrestleMania. Kevin Owens is going to get his sweet win over Seth Rollins. He's going to give Seth Rollins a big old stunner, and he's going to defeat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Now we're going to talk about a match that is totally unnecessary on the WrestleMania card, and that is Alistair Black versus Bobby Lashley. Since Alistair Black has been up on the main roster, I have not seen Alistair Black and Bobby Lashley cross paths once since Black has been on the main roster. Yet, at WrestleMania of all places, we're getting a match between Alistair Black and Bobby Lashley with no build whatsoever. Literally, there has been no build to this match at all. Excuse me. Oh. And I just don't care. I don't care. There's no build. There's no story. Alistair Black's probably going to win this match with the Black Mass because Alistair Black, they probably have plans for him, and they don't have plans for Bobby Lashley, I'm guessing. I'm hoping this one's quick. Alistair Black in about 2 minutes. For the Raw Tag Team Championships, we have Angel Garza and Austin Theory versus Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits. And this, I feel very confident with this prediction. The Street Profits are going to retain the Raw Tag Team Championships here. They're not going to lose to a makeshift tag team in Angel Garza and Austin Theory. It was never even supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Andrade, and Andrade got a rib injury in the match when he teamed up with Garza to face Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. So Andrade got pulled from that match, and they called up Austin Theory. And them being a makeshift tag team going up against the Street Profits, I just don't see them capturing the tag team championships. It does not make sense whatsoever. Austin Theory's only been in NXT for 2 months. I know Vince McMahon probably loves him already, but just send him down to NXT for a little bit longer, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's main roster full time after WrestleMania. I hope not. He needs more time in NXT, but he will not walk out WrestleMania as a tag team champion along with Angel Garza. The Street Profits got this one in the bag. In a boneyard match, whatever the heck that is, we have AJ Styles versus The Undertaker. This feud started back at Super Showdown, where AJ Styles was in the ring at the pay-per-view, the Twig Trophy Gauntlet. Undertaker came in as a surprise entrant. He chokeslammed Styles, and he beat him in 30 seconds with one chokeslam. And then he cost AJ Styles a match at Elimination Chamber against Alistair Black for no reason. He just comes in there, chokeslams AJ, and we never got an explanation for why Undertaker was attacking AJ. Now, the promos from Taker and Styles have been really good these past few weeks on Monday Night Raw, but, still, I can't get myself to get excited for this match whatsoever. I just can't, with the poor booking they've done during this feud from what happened at Super Showdown, and I just can't get myself to care. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is it's so predictable that it's basically a graveyard match, but they're calling it a boneyard match, and The Undertaker is not losing in his kind of match. No way that's happening, even though AJ Styles totally deserves to beat The Undertaker because he's the full-time guy. Undertaker just shows up twice a year, and Undertaker is more than likely going to get the win against AJ Styles, and he'll show up as Big Evil Big Evil Undertaker, not the Dead Man, and that should be pretty cool. Maybe we'll see Michelle McCool in the match. I'm guessing no, but Undertaker's gonna beat AJ Styles probably. For the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, we have Kairi Sane and Asuka, the Kabuki Warriors, versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Now, according to Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Radio, Kairi Sane was in her home at Japan getting married to her boyfriend, and then she was quarantined for a few weeks. And then her quarantine was up right before WrestleMania. So she was able to make it to the Performance Center and do the match. And then it came out on Friday that Asuka was not going to be a part of this year's WrestleMania with everything going around with the virus. So this match might not happen. This match might not. It could happen or it won't happen. To be quite honest with you, I would be happy if it doesn't happen. This match is not WrestleMania worthy at all. The women's tag team championships are absolutely worthless. A water bottle in my refrigerator is worth more than the women's tag team championships. And they should be burnt, really. They should be burnt to the ground and never seen again. Who am I picking? I'm picking the Kabuki Warriors just because I hate Alexa Bliss and she doesn't need to be champion again. So I'm just going to go with that result right there. If you want to talk about one match on the WrestleMania card that is going to be affected the most without with not having an audience, it is 100% Dolph Ziggler and Otis. 90% of this feud relies on fan interactions between the big lovable babyface in Otis and the big evil heel in Dolph Ziggler, who stole Otis's girl Mandy Rose, and that's what this feud has been about. Otis was going out with Mandy Rose. They were talking to each other for a while, and they were going to go out on a date on Valentine's Day. Then someone texted Otis saying that Mandy Rose was going to be late. So Otis shows up at the date, and Mandy Rose is sitting at the table with Dolph Ziggler, and then Dolph Ziggler was pissing off Otis, showing him pictures of Dolph Ziggler and Mandy Rose. Now, the build to this match was not really bad, but the fact that there's going to be no crowd in this match cheering for Otis, wanting to see Otis kick Dolph Ziggler's ass, is going to hurt the match insanely. The match immediately it immediately devalues without an audience, in my opinion. Is Otis going to beat Dolph Ziggler? Of course Otis is going to beat Dolph Ziggler. Mandy Rose is probably going to cost Dolph Ziggler the match. Otis is going to finally get one up on Dolph Ziggler and get the girl at the end, which is Mandy Rose. Probably Mandy Rose is going to kiss Otis, and that'll be the end of that storyline. Hopefully. It should end at WrestleMania. But the fact that this match is happening without an audience, it's going to hurt the match big time. And I feel bad for Otis in this situation, not getting that really big WrestleMania moment that he would get in front of 75,000 people in Tampa. For the Raw Women's Championship, we have champion Becky Lynch versus challenger Shayna Baszler. To me, this one is a no doubter whatsoever. Shayna Baszler is 100% walking out of WrestleMania as the Raw Women's Championship. And I do think this is going to be another match that is affected without having an audience. That's what I'm thinking. But, I mean, Becky Lynch, she's had a terrible reign as the Raw Women's Championship ever since she beat Sasha Banks at Hell in a Cell. After that match, her championship reign has just been worthless. a waste of time. She's had not no challengers whatsoever. She had one challenger in 6 months, which was Asuka, and now it's time for Becky to drop the women's championship. She's had the championship for a year. It's time for Shayna Baszler to be the Raw Women's Champion. She's the biggest badass in the women's division in WWE, and Becky Lynch can go away for a while, in my opinion. There were reports that Becky and Seth Rollins are going to go away after WrestleMania, and quite honestly, I hope it happens, because what are they doing after WrestleMania? They can use a break, in my opinion. Now, there are people on Twitter saying, why not have Becky Lynch retain against Shayna Baszler? Like, are you stupid, dude? Have Becky Lynch retain against Shayna Baszler. Becky Lynch has been acting like this cringe comedy act, like she's going around like she's Conor McGregor, walking around in big leather jackets, sunglasses, calling herself the GOAT, putting a crown on her head, coming in her own personal truck. She's walking around all cocky and taking Shayna Baszler like she's a sidekick. And plus, if Shayna loses, what's the point of bringing up Shayna from NXT? Huh? What's the point of bringing up Shayna from NXT? If you're just going to have her lose in her first championship match to Becky Lynch, you would have killed all of her steam on the main roster. And if Shayna loses, she's a nobody. She is a nobody on the main roster. But Shayna's not losing. She's going to destroy Becky Lynch and become the Raw Women's Champion. And finally, the match that I think is going to main event night one of WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. We have Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. Drew McIntyre eliminated Brock Lesnar back at the Royal Rumble in January and went on to win the Royal Rumble match, and this is how he got his WWE Championship match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. If there's another match besides Dolph Ziggler and Otis that's going to be affected the most by not having an audience, it is Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. Just for the simple fact that Drew McIntyre is not going to get his big pop by 75,000 people after beating Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. It's kind of sad, and I feel bad for Drew McIntyre, that he's worked his entire life for this match to get a shot at the World Championship against freaking Brock Lesnar, of all people. And he's more than likely going to win the World Championship, and it's going to be in front of nobody. How sad is that for Drew McIntyre? Now, what I could see happening, I hope it doesn't happen, but what I could see happening is Drew winning the championship here. Eventually, Brock Lesnar gets a rematch against Drew McIntyre. He wins the championship. And then we get the match again at SummerSlam between Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. And then Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship again, this time in front of the TD Garden, in front of about 20,000 people in Boston at SummerSlam. I think they could do that, but I would like to see Drew McIntyre have a long, lengthy run as the WWE Champion. I don't know what's going to happen, but what I do know is going to happen is Drew McIntyre will be the WWE Champion after WrestleMania by claymoring Brock Lesnar. And now that I've talked about the night one matches that I think are going to happen, let's talk about the matches that I think are going to happen on night two. And I could see night two kicking off with Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. A match that I am really interested in. and looking forward to. Now, Sami Zayn is the Intercontinental Champion for one reason only, is because apparently Braun Strowman was going to stay home from the outbreak and rest up. That was the only reason why Sami Zayn won the Intercontinental Championship in the first place. And now, looking at it, he's got Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Sami Zayn is only, unfortunately, a transitional champion. He is going to lose the Intercontinental Championship here to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan will become the new Intercontinental Champion. I'm sure the match is going to be great. If you give Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn time and don't have Sami Zayn wrestle like a freaking manager and wrestle like a pro wrestler, they could put on 20 minutes of excellent wrestling, in my opinion. So I see Bryan picking up the IC Championship here. Maybe moves on to a feud with like Shinsuke Nakamura or Sheamus for a few months, for a month or so, and then Drew Gulak turns heel on Daniel Bryan, and then in the summer we get Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak for the Intercontinental Championship. Daniel Bryan, one of the best wrestlers and smartest wrestlers in the world, and then Drew Gulak, who I think is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, going at it for the Intercontinental Championship. That is absolutely money. And the Intercontinental Championship is the wrestling championship, they like to call it in WWE. You want to make the Intercontinental Championship prestigious? Have Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak feud over the Intercontinental Championship in the summer. That is money written all over it. I think there's a lot of things that are better than sitting down than watching Elias and Baron Corbin making my milkshake, walking the dog, cleaning the dishes, being on Twitter, whatever. Who on this planet cares about Elias versus Baron Corbin? Why are they fighting? What are they feuding over? Are they feuding over a sandwich at Burger King? I don't know. This is completely unnecessary for WrestleMania. And Elias, he'll more than likely win to get his revenge for when Corbin knocked him off the balcony. And Elias will probably get help from Mojo Rawley and the host of WrestleMania, Rob Gronkowski. And I can see WWE. I might give you guys a nightmare here. I'm sorry in advance. But I can see WWE building up to a match between Baron Corbin and Rob Gronkowski for Gronk's SummerSlam debut at SummerSlam. And it makes sense too. For the NXT Women's Championship, we have Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. If there is one match on this card that has felt forced, it is Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. They have heavily pushed this match ever since February, every single week on two shows, Raw and NXT. And it got really annoying. And they could have made the match better by putting Bianca Belair in there, but they did not. And now it's just Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. And at the end of the day, I don't really care. The matches, I feel like they're going to lay an egg. The match is going to be highly disappointing. They're going to be micromanaged. And what's going to be worse is the result. I don't see Rhea Ripley walking out as the NXT Women's Championship. Not with Vince McMahon's mentality. He's probably thinking that Charlotte Flair has nothing to do on the main roster. And NXT needs ratings against AEW. And because they've lost every single week in 2020 in ratings against AEW. Vince McMahon is probably thinking, we need Charlotte Flair to go down to NXT and be the NXT Women's Champion because she draws ratings. Old man, Charlotte Flair does not draw ratings whatsoever. When you push her and you make her feel forced and you shove her down our throats, we're gonna not even watch the show. That's what we'll do. Charlotte Flair is winning the NXT Women's Championship, and when she does, I'm going to vomit, and it's going to be one of the worst creative decisions that WWE has made in 2020. I don't even know what's going to happen with the Smackdown Tag Team Championships, but we were originally supposed to get The Miz and John Morrison defending them against The New Day and the Usos in a ladder match. Now, The Miz is out sick. He's in quarantine. He's sick. He's resting up at home. So John Morrison is all by himself. Dave Meltzer reported that they could do one or two things with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. They're either going to do the one member of the Usos versus John Morrison, which does not make sense anymore considering that we had a double DQ on SmackDown, or one member of the New Day versus one member of the Usos versus John Morrison for the Tag Team Championships. And at that point, if The Miz is going to be out sick for a while, take the titles off of them. John Morrison can lose this match, and they'll probably write him off TV and bring him back once The Miz is ready. The Usos are winning this match. And it comes down to statistics. The New Day are 7-time Tag Team Champions. The Usos are 6-time Tag Team Champions. The Usos, if they win, they tie for the New Day for 7 Tag Team title reigns. And that's what I think is going to happen. They're going to tie the New Day, and probably for a few months, like 2017, we'll get series of matches between the Usos and the New Day, and it could culminate at SummerSlam if they won. That's what I see happening. Usos walk out the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions at WrestleMania. In a Firefly Funhouse match, we have John Cena versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Now, this match, at the end of the day, could turn out to be great if it's booked correctly. You have two great creative minds in John Cena and Bray Wyatt. If they come together and they collaborate their ideas for what to do in the Firefly Funhouse match, and Vince McMahon is just like, do what you gotta do what you gotta do to make the match good, this match could be awesome. And it could be I think, one of the best matches of WrestleMania weekend. They could put on a really good match inside the Funhouse. They could tell a great story. They could come up with creative ideas. They could involve the puppets, the picture frames, and I think that both Mr. Rogers, Bray Wyatt, and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt are going to be in this match. But Bray Wyatt needs to win. Bray Wyatt definitely needs to win. Number one, it's a Firefly Funhouse match. Why would you not have Bray Wyatt win his own match? And number two, you got to give him at least some momentum back because this man lost to freaking Bill Goldberg at Super Showdown in 3 minutes. He lost the Universal Championship to Bill Goldberg. And I'm still not over it. To this day, he looked really weak. They killed the Fiend character after that match, and he didn't have momentum, and I did not care about the Fiend. And I kind of don't care about the Fiend either, but hopefully I'm hoping WWE makes me care about the Fiend, because I want to care about him, but, they killed him when they made him lose to Bill Goldberg. I hope this match is great. Give Bray Wyatt the win. He desperately needs this win after what happened at Super Showdown. I'm pretty sure that this is the match that everybody is looking forward to the most. We have Edge versus Randy Orton in a last man standing match. This build has been an A plus build ever since Edge came back at the Royal Rumble. The concerto that Randy Orton gave Edge on the Raw after the Royal Rumble, to the stuff with Matt Hardy that Randy Orton did, the RKO to Beth Phoenix, Edge's return the week after he RKO'd Beth Phoenix, and the promos that both Edge and Orton cut at the PC were absolutely incredible. This has been an A-plus build. No doubt about it. This is the most personal rivalry going into WrestleMania. And yes, this match is going to be effective without a crowd. I feel bad for Edge, who's waited 9 years for his return from neck injury. And his first singles match back at WrestleMania is at a gymnasium in front of no audience. It's sad, honestly. But Edge is still going to be motivated. Randy Orton is still going to be motivated. Is the hype going to live? Are they going to live up to the hype? You better bet they are. They are absolutely going to live up to the hype at WrestleMania. If this story has been so good between Edge and Randy Orton since January, then what makes you think the match is going to be disappointing? They're going to go out there. They're going to want to kill each other. They're going to fight in the parking lot, the PC weight room. They're going to fight everywhere, and they're going to tell a great, great story. And at the end of it, Edge will be walking out in his first match back victorious, and it's going to be a feel-good moment when Edge beats Randy Orton. It would feel better if it was in front of 75,000 people, but still, Edge beating Randy Orton is the right way to go. 5 women, folks. 5 women is when I will get up and go to the bathroom. Tamina, Naomi, Lacey Evans, Sasha Banks, and Bayley for the Smackdown Women's Championship. I couldn't give a shit about this match. I really could not give a single shit about this match whatsoever. The SmackDown Women's Division is so irrelevant besides Bayley and Sasha that the other women don't even deserve to be in this match, period. To the fact that I feel bad for Sasha and Bayley that they have to go through this garbage every week on SmackDown. Now, brace yourself, because I might give you guys a nightmare. And I can totally see Vince McMahon giving Lacey Evans the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yes, Lacey Evans, the one who can't wrestle. Yeah, her. I totally see Vince giving her the SmackDown Women's Championship because he wanted to do it back at the Royal Rumble, but it didn't make sense at all for Lacey to win the Women's Championship then. Now it's an elimination match. So they could eliminate Tamina and then Naomi and then either Bayley or Sasha. And then at the end, Lacey will either pin Bayley or Sasha to win the SmackDown Women's Championship, which is utterly garbage. And I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope that either Sasha Banks or Bayley win this match because none of these women deserve to either be in the. They don't even deserve to be in the same sentence as champion. Maybe Naomi. But Lacey, she doesn't even deserve to be in the same sentence as SmackDown Women's Championship because she's just garbage in the ring. And I hope she does not win the SmackDown Women's Championship. And if she does win the SmackDown Women's Championship, which I actually think is going to happen, the SmackDown Women's division is dead. And our main event of WrestleMania was probably going to be Goldberg versus Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns, of course, pulled himself out of the Universal Championship match at WrestleMania. Again, I totally respect Roman Reigns' decision, 100%. But it's probably going to be Braun Strowman as his replacement. A lot of news outlets have been saying it. Unfortunately, it'll probably be Braun Strowman versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship, and I see Vince making this the main event, obviously. I am not going to rant and rage over this because I've already done that before. I did that in 2 videos. There's no need for me to waste energy here, waste oxygen. Braun Strowman versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman is walking out the champion, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Braun Strowman, the clown among men, he is the definition of a clown. He's walking out as the Universal Champion. I don't see Goldberg walking out as champion whatsoever. Goldberg was supposed to come in at just that Super Showdown. Then he was decided that they were going to give him the championship, which is one of the worst creative decisions in the last 10 years. So then they decided he's going to work until WrestleMania. So I don't see Goldberg holding on the championship after WrestleMania. But since it's either Goldberg or Braun Strowman, if I had to pick one of them to be the Universal Championship, I'm going with Goldberg. That's how much I hate Braun Strowman. That I'd rather see Goldberg as the Universal Champion than Braun Strowman. But Braun Strowman is going to win. He's probably going to be a transitional champion. He's going to lose the championship to Bray Wyatt in his first championship defense. And then your main event for SummerSlam, I'm calling right now, is going to be Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. And guys, that wraps up the WrestleMania 36 predictions video. I want to thank all of you guys who tuned in to the WrestleMania predictions video. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, subscribe right here on the Big Fight Field channel. We will have WrestleMania content up for you guys this weekend. Reviews for both night 1 and night 2. Comment down below. What are your predictions for this year's WrestleMania? I would love to know your predictions. Like this video with a super kick. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And now you can follow me on Instagram at Colin_Joseph as well. Again, follow me on Instagram now at Colin_Joseph. And follow Eddie on Twitter at Eddie Mullins515. I'm sure he'll be here this weekend for the WrestleMania, and we'll go over the show. Hopefully no shenanigans, hopefully no attacks or anything, but we'll have to just wait and see. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just a smooth, crisp WrestleMania weekend. Alright, I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know if I will be here tomorrow. I got a lot of things that I gotta do. Schoolwork, family. I'm not gonna say it, but a lot of family stuff, a lot of schoolwork. So I don't know if I'm gonna be on here tomorrow night for the Smackdown review. And if I'm not, I hope all of you enjoy your WrestleMania. I'll be live tweeting this weekend for both nights. So follow me on Twitter. And again, I hope you all enjoy your WrestleMania. Hopefully, it's a good show. I hope I'm proved wrong and WWE delivers a good WrestleMania. I doubt it, but I hope. Thank you guys for watching this video, and take care.